A strange creature with its mouth open. It seems to be some type of nutcracker.
No.
The old guy obviously doesn't want me to take the statue. I'd better leave it here. A simple tin cup. One of those things comprising of 3 billion threads. They all look as if they're about to fall apart. I'll be very careful that... One of the threads has come loose. I don't need any more of them, so I'll leave the tassels where they are. I have a different concept of sharp. This grill is rather rusty. The fireplace is already cold. The fire hasn't completely destroyed the parchment, but it is pretty charred and brittle. These bits of parchment have been so badly fire damaged that they'll fall apart if I pick them up. I'll have to restore them somehow. A simple wooden cooking spoon. A large case, probably for provisions. Too big, too heavy, and too useless. Then I'll get on with my favorite hobby and start destroying things. And this is all that this spade and I leave over from the case. The tree is ancient. It must have survived the catastrophe undamaged, but that was 100 years ago. Only the bark is flaking off. But that would happen to me after a century as well. I definitely won't fell the tree with that. I'll limit myself to the bark. A huge bit of bark. Pretty sticky, this stuff. There's tree resin in it. A sharp stone. A failed and abandoned attempt to plant and raise a tomato plant, known to the biologist as Solanum lycopersicum. For others, love or paradise apple, a member of the nightshade family. What should I do with this drought victim? That stuff stinks. It looks and smells like there's sulfur coming out of there. I'm not putting my hand into that. I'll scald myself. Siberian gentian leek seems to be the only plant that flowers around here. I have no idea if it is under protection, but it is so pretty that I would really like to make an exception and leave it in one piece. A small plug stuck in the barrel. That poor animal is drinking as if there were no tomorrow. The scissors are so blunt that I'll only manage to tear some hairs out. The reindeer won't like that very much. Not really the superlative in whetstones, but these scissors can't get any blunter. And how's that? It now cuts more than butter. Easy there, boy. It reeks a little bit, but it's relatively soft. The resin will probably burn into the cup. That won't help me much either. I know. They're under the protection of nature conservation laws. I'll be very careful. It is almost halfway fresh. I've tied the hair into a sort of ponytail. If I take the spoon, the hairs, and this thread, and Hey! It works! What do you want me to paint it with? Resin at the bottom, water on top, and cup surrounding it all. Through heating, the water and the resin have mixed. The resin is almost runny now. The resin is still runny enough to paint with. If I paint the resin very carefully over the parchment pieces, it worked! 5 parts of the source of life, 2 parts of root of tears, 1 part blood of the night, 3 parts drops of intoxication, to be taken shortly before it unites with the wind. What effect it is supposed to have isn't noted, just as much as how to get each ingredient. Hey, old man, wake up. Is this the recipe for your medicine? It really does seem to be the recipe. The old guy wants me to prepare it in this vial. I'll have to hurry preparing his medicine. He's not going to hold out for much longer. The shepherd gave me the small vial. I believe he wants to have his medicine in there. Well, that must be the right doses, depending, of course, on the bulb being meant as the root of tears.
No.
The old guy The following ingredients are in the vial. 2 parts root of tears. A few drops of the intoxication. Ketchup is made of tomatoes. Tomatoes belong to the nightshade family. That could be the connection to the blood of the night reference. I'll try it. Five parts from the source of life. Got it. Hopefully this witch's brew doesn't blow up in my face. I have no idea when the stuff is ready, but before it all evaporates... Evaporate! That's it! To be taken before it unites with the wind. Then the medicine must be finished. Drink, old man. I hope that helps.
Thanks.
My pleasure. What happened?
A little difference of opinion with the guards.
Guards? From the research station?
Yes, Oh, it's not important.
Not so important. You nearly died.
But I'm alive. And you aren't just here to help me, are you? You have some questions.
Yes. How did you know?
Your eyes betray you. The eyes betray everyone. And your eyes, I know your eyes. They were here once a long time ago.
Me? I was most certainly not.
Yes, they were. But they weren't in the body of a young woman. You're the daughter of... What was his name again?
Vladimir Kalenkow? You know my father?
Yes, Vladimir was his name. He came to me back then like you are today, with the same eyes.
I need your help. If you knew my father, then you can also tell me what happened here all those years ago.
I'm only a shepherd. I've always been a shepherd, and I will remain a shepherd for the rest of my life.
But...
I know my place in life, and you should know yours too. Listen to the words of a simple man. My son didn't listen to me.
What do you mean?